Good evening, everybody, or afternoon or morning, depending on where you might be. Hello. It is week 4 of our Welcome Autumn SAL. Can you guys even believe that we've been doing this for 4 weeks? I kind of can't. Let's see. S. Mayer says, what is the etiquette for posting work on Instagram, but you've made a lot of changes to the original chart? Do you list the changes or just post? I would probably post that you made changes because you're going to get a ton of questions. If anybody else sees the chart, they're going to be like, oh, what color changes? Or how did you, what did you leave off? Or what did you add? Or whatever it might be. I would probably post a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to be answering the same questions over and over. Okay, I have a couple of quick notes before we get started for our week 4 of our SAL. First thing, I did make the chat subscribers only. So if you're watching and you are not a subscriber, you will have to subscribe. It cut down on the trolls. The first 2 weeks I did not have that, and we had a whole bunch of stuff we did not want going on in the chat. So it is subscribers only. You can join, and I think there's like a 5-minute waiting period, and then you can chat if you want to. The second thing, if you asked to join my Facebook group, I did just go through and admit everybody who answered the 2 questions and agreed to the rules. If you didn't, I've kicked it back out to you. I think there were a couple I didn't get to, and I'll kick it back. You do have to agree to it. I just need to know that you've read them and you're aware of them. And I promise they're nothing bad. And I'm sure it's just an oversight, but I do want to let you know if you haven't been admitted to the group and you want to be, that is why. Let me see. Lisa says, can I have 2 votes for the survey? Okay, so I put a poll up asking what you guys would like to see for the next SAL. Christmas or winter were the 2 things I put in there. I'm not promising I'm going to go with the majority. I'm probably going to go with whatever I like so that it makes sure that I stay motivated and I want to do it, just kind of like I did. I had this chart that we've been stitching. I've had it for a while, and so I picked something that I knew that I wanted to do and also something kind of easy. I haven't decided. I haven't even really begun looking. I just kind of wanted some direction from you guys to see what you want to stitch, and it won't be our last stitch along by any means. This is fun. I love doing this. So we will for sure keep on doing SALs here and there. They just probably won't be back to back. Let's see. Luna, yes. Okay, this shirt is from my friend Carol Weatherspoon. She sent it to me last year, and I was looking for something in my closet, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should totally wear this for the live. So thank you, Carol, again. I love my t-shirt. She knows I love fall, and she sent this to me last year. So I just thought it was the perfect shirt for our Stitch With Me. Hello, everybody coming in. Growing Pain says, I would love to do a tiny town. I would too. The Halloween one, I will not be able to do that one early enough because it's going to come out at the end of this month, but I just cannot commit to doing a stitch along in October. So definitely I will be stitching it, but I can't commit to that one. I might consider the Love one for February. We'll see. And of course, if something new comes out between now and then. V Camp says, love your shirt. Yes, thank you. We can all thank Carol. I don't think Carol watches the Stitch With Me's, but yes, she sent this to me and I absolutely love it. Let's see. Tracy says, I bought a Halo Go and it is my fault, and she loves it. That's what I want to hear. I never want to promote something that isn't good, but it literally changed my stitching life, and so that's why I've shared it with you guys. Just some sort of magnifier light. I don't know about everybody else. My eyes are getting older. I'm getting older. And it helps. It helps a lot. And it's really reinvigorated my love of stitching. Lots of requests for tiny towns. I definitely think that would be a fun one, as well as something that wouldn't be super overwhelming. Would be fairly easy to keep up with. We might just kind of on the back burner put the Love Tiny Town in the rotation. I also have the Patriotic Tiny Town, which I would love to do as well. Let me see. Yes, there's so many fun charts. I've been watching them. And then of course, did you guys watch Primrose Cottage's live last week? And they have a book coming out with some really cute Halloween stitches in it. I'm so excited. They didn't share all of them, so I'm really, really excited for that. I definitely am going to spread the love around, so it won't be another chart from Primrose Cottage for our next stitch along. I'm sure I'll do another one at some point, just because there's a lot of really great designers out there, and so I thought it would be fun to just, share the love. Let me see. Hello, everybody. Oh, thanks. So many comments about my t-shirt. I really should try to match my t-shirt to our project all the time. That's funny. So what was I going to say? I lost it. Oh, next week. Next week will be the finishing video. It will be an edited video, but it will be a premiere. So look for that. As soon as I'm done stitching this, that will be filmed and edited and put up this week. Not made live. It'll just be ready to go, and it will premiere next Monday at the same time as I've been doing the lives, and I'll be in the chat and we can talk about it. You can ask questions if you want to, or anything like that. Speaking of questions, if you do have a question, if you will put question in all caps or just a capital Q, it does kind of help me see the questions as I'm stitching. Tracy says, I have been growing my Shannon Christine collection. It's so easy to do. She has great, great stuff. Hello. Okay, Tina, what did I miss that you said that they showed on their Instagram? I've not been on Instagram like at all today. Barely. I was this morning, and then I have been busy, as you might imagine. There is so much going on. I'll have to go check out all the stuff. Jenny says, what will we need for the finishing video? I will put, I think I said I'd put it up last week and I didn't. If you're in the Facebook group, I did put up the things I'm going to use for my pillow. If you're not, I will put it up on Instagram when we are done tonight. You're going to need a little fabric. I use interfacing. You don't have to. I'm going to show you exactly what I do. So fabric for the back, interfacing. I'm going to put chenille trim on mine. And that's real. And then needle and thread. I'm sewing mine on the sewing machine, but then I am going to hand stitch on the chenille thread. And I'm just going to show you from start to finish how I put it together. I will show you the list of what supplies I'm going to use. And you can decide from there what you might have some things you want to use, or you might want to go a different direction. There's no rules at all. Oh, Primrose. Okay, yeah. I haven't seen anything. Dang it. I'll have to go look. Let's see. Yep, Cynthia, I like that suggestion too. We will have to see. Tara says, question, do you kit your patterns as soon as you get them, or do you store them until you're ready to stitch? It really depends. So sometimes I know that, like, especially if I'm in season, we're going into fall and Halloween. So a lot of those I kitted up, especially if I bought them pretty recently, or it was something that maybe I had a lot of floss for. For example, this chart here, a lot of the same floss colors are used in the other Primrose charts, which I've also had for a while, like Autumn Rules, and then their little pumpkin kisses that kind of resembles my shirt. Those I just threw in the same bag with the floss. I know there's a few additional floss colors for those, but I kitted those up. I'm trying to think. I kitted up one or two other ones, but if it's out of season and I bought it because it was something I wanted, often I will go ahead and just put the pattern in a binder, and I have a running list of kind of seasonal things I would like to work on. So I don't kit them all up. I don't think I have room for that many little zipper storage bags. Oh, it's so bad. Susan says, is cotton fabric okay? I'm using 100% cotton fabric on the back of mine. And I do like Cynthia's idea for next year. As we go into the end of the year, I have some things I'm working on, and I like that suggestion a lot. We might kind of try to implement something like that, as well as some more organized type SALs. We shall see. So many comments on my shirt. I'm going to have to tell Carol it's a good one. Liz says, my mom just bought a new quilting machine and she's excited to play with it. That is so exciting. How fun. Sandy is late in traffic. Ugh, that does not sound fun. Diane says, I bought both the Bird's Nest and Jack Fur chenille trim and can't decide which color to use. My suggestion is, once your stitch is done, and Diane, if I'm not mistaken, yours is, right? I would probably lay it out, and I would lay it out with your background fabric and just kind of hold it right up next to it and see how you feel. And I might even leave it out. Like, walk by it this week and kind of see what calls to you the most, because there's no right or wrong, whatever you like the best. Katie says, Katie the Novel Stitcher, which I love your handle. What's your favorite season or holiday to stitch? Fall and Halloween. Christmas is probably a close second, but fall and Halloween for sure. Kelly is reminding everyone to do all of the YouTube things. Thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of it. Thank you so much, Kelly, for reminding everyone. Yes, I will keep in mind international when choosing a SAL for sure. Let me see. Oh, that's funny. Mrs. Darcy said, I like the SAL pattern so much I started the autumn rules that I was going to do next year. Yes, it's so good. Okay. I am going to go ahead and get my stuff set up and let's start stitching. Looks like we're about 50-50 as far as Christmas and winter goes right now. We'll see how that poll, I'll close out the poll here in a little bit. I'm just going to roll up a little of my fabric on each side since we're working. My fabric is way bigger. Maybe if I zoom out a little bit, hold up. I'm going to be able to save quite a bit of this fabric to use for something else. I really think I might make the little thankful pillow to match this, also from Primrose. I don't have it in here right now. It and all of my other Primrose patterns are together, but I think I could go ahead and do the other stitch and I could have two pillows that are exactly the same, and I think they'd be really cute together. That's just what I've been thinking about. I'll have to check out social media after this for sure to see all of the stuff posted. I know lots of things are getting posted every day now. I love all the sneak peeks. It's so fun. Let's see. Tracy says, I also purchased the little lap desk you suggested. Another great purchase. No regrets. That's awesome. It was a little nice, inexpensive lap desk. I love it. It works fantastic because I can sit on the couch or my chair or out on the back patio. So good. I like how the poll is 50-50 too, Tina. I wish I could do a SAL constantly, but it's so much work. It really is. I love it, but mostly I need the break right now just because I have so much going on work-wise. So this was the perfect time to do this. Let's get our little magnifier set up. I do want to show you. I can't show you my pattern, but I'm using these line keepers. I forgot I had these. I bought them last year from Fat Quarter Shop. They're so awesome. They're magnets and they go around your pattern. I'm the longer ones on my pattern right now. They have different styles of these, but they're so cute. And then they just kind of keep track of your place in your pattern. Lynn says, question, how many inches do you have for your SAL border? So I actually left my fabric way bigger than I normally do. The least amount I leave is 2 inches, but that won't be what I use for the finishing. Finishing, I cut it to about 3/4 of an inch away, which I'll go into more of that next week. Oh, Teresa says, question, how's your son doing? In your video, he was sneezing from allergies. I felt so bad for him. Yes, that is a very common occurrence, and he gets so mad. He's so much better today, but poor thing, he has the worst allergies. Out of my 3 kids. I have 3. Oh my gosh, the dogs don't count. Out of my 3 kids, he is the only one that has allergies and asthma. The other 2 have nothing. It's really not very fair. I don't really want to start here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? I got to figure out where I'm starting so we don't end up with a giant mess. So I'm going to start with the pumpkin down here in the bottom tonight. Kelly says, question, did you get your wand needle minder yet? Mine is lost in the mail. You know what? I have not. That's kind of funny, isn't it? I would request them to give you a refund. Let's see. Hello, everybody. Oh, Cindy, thank you. I'm looking forward to Stamptember as well. I'm very, very excited. I have seen all of the things now. And I have been working, and I am very excited to start sharing videos with you guys. This is just my own personal opinion, and you probably don't want to hear this. I think the exclusives are amazing this year. Like my favorite ever. Truly. So, that's probably not good news. I'm sorry. All right. I still haven't taught myself the loop method. I totally could do the loop method with the DMC, but that's all right. Thank you, Julie, for letting everyone know what SAL and WIP are. I should put that probably in my description. I love it. Oh, Susan, thank you. I love that you are loving stitching with me. I love this every night. Anyone? Oh, good. That is the question that was answered. Let me see. Tina says last Monday during the Stitch With Me, she stitched welcome as WEC and had to frog the C. It's so true. I had to frog some stuff last week. I got kind of mad. It was on the Primrose Cottage Toil and Trouble SAL. I don't think I mentioned this in my Flosstube video this week. I had to frog the word trouble. You know what? Maybe it had to do with the word. Twice. I was so mad. I was so mad. I know, so many people love the loop method. I keep thinking I'm going to try it, and then I just go to what I know. Carrie says, we are excited to see the new stamps. Yes. And I will tell you, too, the release from Simon on the 1st is amazing as well. Really love it. As well as, so Hero Arts, just for some stamping commentary, I guess. Hero Arts has a new release Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Oh, I hope that's right. Or I'm all scheduled wrong this week. It's amazing. Their Fall and Christmas. Lawn Fawns is Thursday. It is amazing. So, so good. Oh no, Connie, you have to start again? I'm so sorry. I have a big project that I have literally started over for the 3rd time. I'm hoping the 3rd time is the charm. So I feel your pain. I think there's always those projects where sometimes you make an error that just can't be fixed. Sandy said I had a big frog this morning on the boss of your quilt. That's such a fun stitch. I do want to mention, if you haven't caught my Flosstube from this week, please do. Speaking of boss of your own quilt stitch, made me think of Lori Holt. Fat Quarter Shop sent me a couple of her planners for 2022. How about 2023? And I'm giving those away in my Flosstube this week. So generous, a Fat Quarter Shop. Really excited to be able to offer those to you guys. Let me see. Christine says, if you do the loop method, does the twist go 2 different ways? I don't know. So if you guys in the chat know, definitely answer that, because I have not tried it. Oh, Teresa says that she loves the loop method, but her threads seem to twist more. Jennifer loves Lawn Fawn's new release. Mrs. Darcy was good and bought hardly anything this month in anticipation of Stamptember. I love it. Oh my goodness, Julie said first day back to school with students. 7th graders are quite the crew. And so this is great relaxation to her day. Bless you for teaching 7th graders is all I have to say. Middle school age kids are it's a special age. Maybe I'll leave it at that. I always thought that age was a little harder than anything else. Oh, I know. Consuela said, I'm so excited for all the new fall Christmas releases coming this weekend and in September. Yes. It's just such a good time of the year for all of the fun things and just all of the inspiration. The new releases are always super great and fun, but also I find great inspiration in just seeing everybody's amazing ideas and work. I think it's so good. Oh no, Cynthia said she worked ahead and then had to frog it out. Dang it. I hate when that happens. Ethan laughed at me when I was having to tear out the word trouble from my Toil and Trouble SAL, because I said something not very nice, because it was the second time I had to frog it out. And I said, I think I need to walk away from it for a little bit. Because he was like, Mom, what's wrong? It's like, oh, I messed it up 2 times. I think that's my sign to walk away. Oh, how nice. Spring Dingy said she's making, I can't say that word, she said, but it's basically a type of pin cushion for a friend when she meets her in October before her wedding. That sounds amazing. Tracy says coffee dyeing some Lugana that she bought at Hobby Lobby, and it turned out gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I would love to see it. I have not tried hand dyeing my fabric. I've watched the videos and I've seen a lot of it and it looks beautiful, but I have not had the guts to try it. Middle school students are a challenge. And high schoolers do have their days. Ethan said something funny to me yesterday. What were we even talking about? Something about high school, and he goes, Mom, high school kids, like he's not one. He goes, they're the worst. And I just kind of went, oh, okay. But it was funny because he acted like he's not one. He is a good kid, so I don't have anything bad, but, oh. Let's see. Katie, the Novel Stitcher, any needlework expo patterns or designers you're eyeing? Okay, so it's no surprise to anyone. Of course, the Halloween Tiny Town from Heart and Hand. Primrose Cottage, all of the Halloween things that they showed, and I'm pretty sure everything they show I'm going to want. I feel like there's a couple of other things. What was that? have to think about it. Maybe as I'm stitching, I'll think about it. Let's see. Is it Dee Dee? I hand dyed my fabric for Boo Crew. That's fun. Oh, how fun. Growing Pains pre-ordered Halloween Tiny Town and just finished Little House in the Woods. She lives on top of a mountain in the Pacific Northwest, and it reminds her of her home. I love that. Chai Stampin' World says, I have a sophomore at home and already challenging. I'm actually finding, oh, whoops. Guess you can't do that. Maybe I should not be reading. Let me just start over. Oh, Kathy says she's finishing up Toil and Trouble. I am not going to be able to finish it tonight, but I'm going to finish stitching this, and I'm hoping that I get a nice little bit done, because I would love to have that finished this week, because there's several other things I'd like to stitch. I'm really trying to be a good girl. Teresa says, have you seen Teresa Kogut's Halloween book? I did. I watched her video. I did see that, and there are some really cute things in there. Tina said she liked my story about decorating my son's football locker. Even though he locked it, it was hot, it stunk, and I was sweating so bad. I'm just keeping it real. It was literally the worst. I was so mad. I was like, why did I even put makeup on? I was sweating so bad. Ridiculous. Thank you for liking my funny story in my Flosstube. The fun thing about Flosstube is I get a chance to talk to you guys more about life, I feel like, than I do in card making. I mean, I'm sure I could do it in card making too, but it's kind of a fun little, this is the things that have been going on. We can all relate. It is Dee Dee. Okay, good. I'm so glad. Yeah, Teresa Kogut does have a ton of great things coming out. I really liked her videos. She does such a great job with her videos. I thought her video where she showed all of her things was really, really awesome. Deb says she loves the new Liz Matthews. I did watch that too. Where they showed, and there's some really pretty things in there as well. Donna says, just started Toil and Trouble, started the inside border first. Wish me luck. I'm wishing you good luck. I know I hear a lot of people say they don't like borders. I actually really like them. I did not stitch my border first, which is kind of crazy. I usually do. But I did start it, and I am just stitching. I think I'm going to just stitch mine along with the wording to hopefully not get off track. The best tip, I wish I could remember who I saw say they did this. It was a Flosstuber. Maybe I'll think of it. But she said when she stitches a big border like that, she will stitch, she'll do half stitches, she'll do 10, and then she'll do a full cross for that 10th one. So I guess she'll do 9 half cross, or half of the cross stitch. On the 10th one, she'll do a full cross and keep going, and that keeps track of how many stitches. I hope I explained that well. So that you can easily, if you forget where you are, you don't have to go back and count all of those. And I thought that was brilliant, and I have done that a few times, and it has saved me. Question. Jennifer says, can you sometimes show how you put your floss on floss drops? I sure can. In fact, if you don't care, I'm going to write that down real quick. I can show that in a upcoming Flosstube, and I don't want to forget. let me grab my pencil. Hold on. Floss. I absolutely can show you that. All right. Let me see. Jeanette says the locker story reminded me of when we decorated the cheerleaders' lockers. So funny. I love it. I love it. And Lisa says my fat quarter shop order came starting Primrose Cottage Christmas Tree Farm. They recommended 3/1. Don't know what I'm doing, but it's fun. Well, it sounds fun. Christine says her grandson says the only thing he doesn't like about year 7 is the smell. I'll tell you what, that age of kids, they have a certain smell. Danielle, we won't tell anybody that you're watching while you're working. We'll be very, very quiet. Of course, is it... I don't know what it is. Is it Leyland Southern? I feel like it's supposed to be Southern Cal, but I don't know what that, if I'm saying it right. I totally don't mind that you're popping in. You do not have to stitch what we're stitching to hang out. Absolutely, it's just a stitch with me. Please feel free to stitch whatever your heart desires. I know we have a lot here who have finished this particular SAL since we're on our last week. I should ask, if you have finished, what are you stitching now? I know I heard autumn rules earlier. Tell me if you're stitching something else. Cheryl says, time to rethread my needle, so I decided to post it. The thing about the loop method is that it's fewer tails to deal with. Yes. Oh, Maureen, how fun. I bet you're anxious to see your son. Oh, Julie, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. No worries on being late. Replay crew, I love you guys. Thank you for being a part of our replay crew. Let's hope that I count correctly tonight. Janice says I have no idea how you stitch and talk at the same time. Me neither. I'm always afraid I'm going to mess up. Is it Lal in SoCal? Yes, you're totally correct. Okay, good. I always try to guess, kind of like the license plate game. Like if you want to guess what it's saying, that's what I try to do when your handle isn't exactly your name. Lisa says, question, what are the pros and cons of stitching with a hoop or hand stitching? Okay, so stitching in a hoop, I feel like you probably get your tension a little bit more uniform. It does give your fabric some stability. Oh, let's not count wrong. Stitching in hand, for me, lots quicker. I'm not doing the stab and poke kind of method. You can see I'm keeping my needle and thread basically on top of the fabric. Yeah. And I'm not really pulling all the way to the back. So it's just kind of a little quicker. I don't think that one is better than the other. I think it's completely what you feel more comfortable doing. RC Stitch has already started the Primrose Cottage Sip and Stitch. I'm so jealous. I told myself I had to finish Toil and Trouble first. Cassie says, A Merry Little Christmas House. Oh, fun. Autumn Cottage from Primrose to keep on theme, Jolene says. Christmas presents. Oh, how fun. Oh, Barbara says stitching a year in the woods on the barn owl. Deb finished this Welcome Autumn SAL and the Thankful pattern. So she moved on to Home Sweet Haunted Home from Primrose. She is winning. Maureen says 250 days since their last hug. Oh, I'm so excited for you. I bet That's going to be an amazing reunion. And thank you for his service. Toil and let's see, Lori finished this, so she started Toil and Trouble. I love that so many of you are doing Toil and Trouble. I think that's awesome. Pre-ordered Halloween sampler. It's so cute. Sarah says she's trying to stamp some lawn fawn, but her dogs want attention. Isn't that always the way? Growing Pains is stitching Furry Tales I Love You chart. Oh, how fun. Oh, Cam Happy says she loves trees and she found some tree patterns and she's going to stitch them. They're kind of big, but fun. Gather Ye Pumpkins by Little House, Maureen says. Oh my goodness, you guys are stitching such fun things. I love. Therese says, September, let's go ride a bike by Stitching with the Housewives. That's fun. Cindy says Autumn Rules is up next for her and she can't wait. Yes, I am anxious to start that one as well. Sandy has her whole week planned out. I love it. Monday and Tuesday are some different things, and then the rest of the week is Christmas presents and Boss of Your Quilt and The Fox by Cottage Garden. I love that. Ooh, Janine started the Sip and Stitch too. I love seeing so many of you starting that one. All right, let me count real quick because I think I need to go over now. Jan says she uses a Q-snap, but I only put on the left and right bars, and that allows you to stitch with the sewing method. Oh, that is a great suggestion. I've heard Chelsea with Stitching with the Housewives say that she does that as well. So it kind of gives you some stability, but you're still able to do the sewing method. The funny thing, so I don't know where I film here. I stand, I don't sit. So I'm standing and stitching, which is weird because I don't normally stand and stitch. I do for lives. Sleeveless for way too long. I am stitching Autumn Blessings and A Cup of Cheer by Shannon Christine. I love A Cup of Cheer. Oh, I want to do that one too. So many charts, so little time. Danielle is currently working on Circular Stitches background panels. Looks like in our poll, Christmas barely overtook winter. It's still pretty much 50-50. Karen says, do you ever work with multiple needles threaded at the same time? I tend to have 2 or 3 colors going at the same time, sometimes. Not very often. And here's why. I forget what color is on them because unless I'm stitching right at that moment, and I will leave the needles threaded, and then sometimes I forget what color is on them. And I found that I did that several times, and so I decided not to do that anymore. If I'm stitching something that has like a ton of, let's say, white, often I will thread up like 2-3 needles so that I can just keep on stitching and I'm not having to rethread. Ooh, good luck. Julie says she is planning on stitching some Christmas gifts this year, and wish her luck. Oh, I love Welcome to Autumn by Cherry Hill Stitchery. I love, love, love that one. I like Cherry Hill Stitchery. Kelly is looking for something with shades of blue and snowflakes. I feel like there is this really beautiful chart. I can't think of who it's from. Maybe Shannon Christine? But it is these like really, they're ornate snowflakes, but it is beautiful. And it's all like shades of blue. I'll see if I can find the pattern later, Kelly, and I'll send it to you. I don't have the pattern, the link to the pattern, so you can see it. Hello, Cassie. Oh, good. I'm glad, Nina. I'm glad that helped. Margie said she bought A Cup of Cheer. I love that pattern. It's so much fun. Oh, Autumn Doodles by Heart and Hand, Meredith says. I really think all of those Doodles charts from Heart and Hand are so cute. I am a sucker. Cassie had to feed her pups before she joined in. You know what? I fed mine before I started too, so I know what you're saying. Otherwise, Odin would probably have been good, but Brody would not have been. And Brody is my little old man. He wants fed when he wants fed, and there is no discouraging him. He will run back and forth. It's like he has new life. He sleeps a lot. He's 12, that's fine. But when he wants fed, he runs around back and forth, and he comes and he stares at you, and he just stares. And then he runs to where the food goes, and then he comes back. We just laugh at him. All right, I'm going to have to move my line keeper up because my eyes are deceiving me, maybe. I don't want to miscount. Let's see, I've done 2. Let's just go right here. There we go. Sandra says, new here, love my channel. Thank you. And you watch my card making videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. I really should have got my thing stand out for that. That's fine. All right. Let's see where we are. RC Stitches says, I have a knot in my thread and it's slowing me down. Don't you hate that? And I swear, it makes me so mad. Especially when I can't get it out. Getting the knot doesn't make me quite that mad, but then when I can't get it out and it messes up my whole rhythm, yes. Nan says, stitching Vintage Housewife by Lori Holt and loves it. I have seen that finished a few times and it is a fun one. That's awesome. Maureen says, mine would bang on his food dish all around the room until he was fed. Yes. He does that too. It's just, and then when you get to the food, he starts whining. He's real quiet. He hardly ever barks. I mean, just like once in a while. But neither of my boys are much of like barkers. They just aren't. But he just starts crying and acting desperate like I never feed him. And I'm like, and he's a rescue. And so I'm like, buddy, I'm pretty sure you're living the good life here. He had to have a lot of teeth removed when I got him. He had really bad teeth, poor thing. So I feed him good, soft food. He absolutely loves it. Maybe that's why he acts that way. Because I feed him too good. And give him lots of love. I don't know. Oh, Sarah says, first Flosstube live. That's exciting. Thank you. Welcome. Arlene says, thread knots. Grr. Yes. That's all of our feeling, isn't it? They're the worst. Question, do you find that the dyed floss knots more than DMC? Perhaps. I really haven't had any trouble here during the lives with the DMC, but I've had trouble with any of it at certain times. I gotta look at my pattern. Oh yeah, there's only 2 there, isn't there? I really should have stitched. Well, that's fine. I gotta move my pattern closer to me. Old eyes here are not working so good. Okay, cool. Kathy said, just joined my Facebook group and the welcome autumn finishes she saw are so pretty, aren't they? So many did the aqua pumpkins. I know Barb did that in Facebook. She was the first one I saw. And then I saw so many of you guys choosing to do that, and I was like, oh, dang it, I wish I would have. I like that. That was a great artistic choice. I like the addition of that. There's a lot of aqua in the fall decorations this fall, and I am here for it. I like it. Kelly says, question, has anyone tried the Country Cottage Needleworks Snowflake Serenade? I have not. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. There's one that I put in my favorites file, or saved file, for charts that I love but I haven't bought yet. Believe it or not, there are some. All right, I need to skip to, we're getting to where the stem is. I don't want to booger it up. I'm really hoping I counted correctly here. Almost ready to change floss too. Sue says, I like charts that are in color. I do too. There are some, I will stitch some that aren't because I love the design, but it is so hard going from a beautiful color chart like Primrose does or like Fat Quarter Shop does to black and white. So hard. Do you guys find that too? I think I counted wrong. I know I counted wrong because I am not ending up where I'm supposed to be. Oh, I'm supposed to skip 3. Yep. Oh, I don't have to frog too much. I knew my eyes were blurry and I wasn't seeing things right. Darn it. I was so close to finishing the orange part of my pumpkin. Steph says, better late than never. Hello, you're right. Better late than never. I'm so glad you're here. Shelly, that is totally okay. Life sometimes is just, I know, it can sometimes work better for some than others. There is no worry. There's always going to be, I try to remember when I can't do a SAL, there will be one some other time. There's always, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there's always a SAL going on somewhere. All right, let's try this again. Let me just double check. Yes, that's correct. Growing Pain says, wishes everyone would make color PDF charts. Yes. I think I'm going to guess that part of the reason people don't, and this is completely me making assumptions, I have nothing to back this up, is that they get shared when they're not supposed to be. And that's probably why, oh, speaking of knots, wow, I was just clicking along and then not doing so good. I kind of wonder a little bit if maybe that's why. Oh, is there still a knot? Oh, no. Are you serious? You might be ripping out. Okay, here's what we're going to do. All right, we got it. Sorry, had a little knot problem, had to fix it. Joanne says loves black and white because you can highlight your pattern. Okay, see, there's a good reason for liking black and white. I had not thought of that. Kathy says, when will you start stitching Christmas patterns? Probably October. I have a couple. I have one in my rotation right now. So I'm just kind of, I'm not a monogamous stitcher necessarily, but I'm monogamously stitching that chart right now. So I finished the cup of cheer or have a cup of cheer from Cherry Hill Stitchery. And now I'm stitching my Rudolph sampler. And when I finish that, I will start working on one of the other starts I had. But I'll go all in on Christmas, probably October. Let me see. Oh, here's my brown. Cam Happy said that there's a Flosstuber named Stitching Faye that does amazing work. And check her out. She does some classical pieces that look like portraits. Sue, I don't know what color of floss was used for the aqua pumpkins. If anyone's here in the chat that stitched their pumpkin aqua, can you let us know what color of floss you used? Because I do not know. Margie said, I'm sure it's hard to talk and read and stitch at the same time. Yeah, it kind of is. Plus, it's getting dark earlier. And this is not my normal setup. Oh, what's going on at the end of this floss? That's terrible. So that's probably part of it. I did not get that snipped. All right. I'll probably stitch this stem on and we will call it a night and I'll go finish the rest of this. Let me see. P Happy says they have the most beautiful aqua pumpkins by Robert Stanley at Hobby Lobby. I didn't see the aqua ones, but I did see some of those Robert Stanley pumpkins and they are so pretty. I know somebody messaged or left me a comment and said that they couldn't find like the blue wood pumpkin that I shared in my Flosstube at Hobby Lobby. They were sold out and that they must have been popular. It was literally the only blue pumpkin I could find. Well, like in that style. Oh, come on. And there's a reason to do the loop method. Lori did. She said she used DMC 3816 for her aqua pumpkin. Thank you, Lori. Oh, Barbara said she used DMC 503. I knew I saw you here, Barbara. Hi. So there are a couple options for you guys. 503 or 3816. Cindy said loves her Halo Go Light. It is a must for Lugana. Yes, for sure. Glinda says, question, when will you try to start month to month? I'm still working on August and need to get it done. I think I'll skip September and move on to October. I was totally thinking about doing the same thing. I am working on it tomorrow. That is when I scheduled. I have not stuck to my schedule very much. You know how I feel about that. It's got a guideline. I try. But I am going to do my very best to finish August. I am not starting another month until I finish August. But I really, really love the pumpkins of October. So I may skip September and just come back and do it as I can. We shall see. The part of me that doesn't like to go out of order is like, no, just do September next. But I kind of think I'm going to be with you and I'm probably going to skip it at this time and go right on to October. Cam Happy, yes. Okay, so at Hobby Lobby, you can buy things online and have them shipped to your home. The viewer that left me the comment said that they were sold out online too, which I haven't checked, so I'm not sure, but I know some of that stuff is so popular. Let's see, there's 3 here. I just double check. Trisha's also going to skip September and move right on to October. I was doing so good, and then I just completely flamed out there on my month to month. Darn it. Too many things to do, or that I want to do. Sandy finished August last week, but have the small round sunflower hoping to do tomorrow. Julie, I am not. She wants to know if anyone is participating in the Fat Quarter Shop October SAL for breast cancer. I chose not to, just due to the other things I have going on, but it's so cute. I thought it was really, I really thought it was fun, and I love that they're donating money. It's one of my favorite things about Fat Quarter Shop is how they give back a lot. Oh, Julia says she was on Hobby Lobby tonight and almost all the fun fall things are sold out. Can you believe it? I was like, I'm just now getting really ready to shop fall. How can it all be sold out? I guess I'm glad I ran to Hobby Lobby the other day. Steph said they still had a bunch of those pumpkins at her Hobby Lobby this weekend. So if you're in Colorado, you must not be as excited about the colors, she said. That's hilarious. Oh, man, that's so funny. Thank you for the laugh. I only check the one Hobby Lobby. There's 2 other ones in the area. I go to the one closest to me. So maybe I ought to venture out, go on an adventure this weekend. We shall see. Glinda says, do you know how you're going to display your month to month? I do not. I had considered making a pillow form and a zippered pillow for each month and being able to switch them out. I'm probably not going to do a finish like Priscilla did, but never say never. Who knows? I'm kind of rethinking that idea. I think I need to get it finished stitched first and then see how I feel about it. Sometimes I have to sit with things a while to decide how I want to finish them. Sometimes I just know. Sometimes I have no idea. I may do a simple frame, like something I do. I don't know that I'll have it framed. All right, let's move this out of the way. Oops. That's wrong. Let's get the right thing. Okay, let's see. Marcy says their Hobby Lobby is stocked with fall. I wonder if it just depends where you're at. Cheryl got the pumpkins done. She said, yay, starting on the sunflower. I'm jealous. I'll have mine stitched up tonight. I'm excited. Sandy said, I grabbed the crepe pumpkin you showed this morning a couple of weeks ago and a bow to cover that stem, so I'll use it for anything. Yes. I have a couple of different ideas for that, so I'm really, really excited. Diane said, question, have you used sticky board? No, I bought some, and I actually cut some down last week to do my hive rules, but I have not committed yet. I haven't decided. I'm sure I just need to finish, but we'll see. But no, I actually have not used it. I have some, but I haven't fully finished with it. Glenda says her little old man Bob is whining in his sleep. He's a 13-year-old pug and he's so sweet. Oh, I love that. Karen says, is Hobby Lobby a lot like Michael's or quite different? I don't have Hobby Lobby and I'm curious. They're similar. They're similar. Sandy hasn't decided on a finish for month to month yet, and I'm looking. I am too. I'm kind of just keeping my eyes open, and maybe the right thing will just pop up. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Kelly says, ordering the Snowflake Serenade. It's shabby chic and pretty. Okay, awesome. I'm sort of starting to wonder if that sounds right. I'm wondering if that's the design that I'm thinking of. I'm going to go look as soon as I'm done here. Diane says, how did you cut the sticky board? I have a huge guillotine trimmer. Cheryl says, it's still too hot here, dreaming of fall. It's still too hot here too. It's not been near as bad, so I'm not complaining, but it's still too hot. Oh, Cindy, thank you. It's a highlight of my Monday too. It's been a rough few days, so I was looking forward to this. Debbie says, where do you find sticky board? I got mine from Fat Quarter Shop. Diane wanted to know what I use to cut it. I use a tonic guillotine trimmer, the big one, not the little tiny, if you make cards, not the Tim Holtz one or anything like that. I have a big one that I use. Sue is waiting to see how I finish Hive Rules. I have this idea in my head, but I think I'm just scared to execute it because I don't want to mess up because I love my stitch so much. I'm hoping. I'm still working on it. Hobby Lobby is like Michael's on steroids, Stephanie said. That's funny. Oh, Diane says that her 4-year-old little, is it a Shih Tzu? I'm guessing it's a Shih Tzu and Poodle mix, is very unhappy. She started cross-stitching again. She sits at her feet and whines the entire time. Oh, no. Oh, Sandy said hit 100 degrees again today. Not good. Studio L just finished her pumpkins too. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, Marcy, I'm jealous. 70s all week. That would be amazing. Tina, I am going to do another SAL after Stamptember. So kind of as I start wrapping up the majority of my work mid-September, because I've been doing a lot now, and I'll do a lot the first couple weeks as I get it ready and, scheduled and all of that. I will start thinking about what I want to do next. So I should probably post around, I don't know, mid to late September. I'll have an idea. Cynthia says, well, shoot, just remembered you were on. Talk about late to the party. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Good thing there's the replay, right? Tara says, oh my gosh, I looked up the Snowflake Serenade and it's gorgeous. Would look great in my mom's house. Christmas present for her, I'm thinking. You guys, I'm almost positive that's the one I'm thinking of. And if it is, that's going to be so funny. Because it's literally gorgeous. Let's see. Lisa, I missed most of the so long. Her corgi needed to be medicated. Oh, because we're having thunderstorms. That makes me sad. I'm sorry. Net says she uses the loop method, but also the stab method because it helps with stress after a stressful day. That's kind of true, isn't it? Stab that fabric. Oh, Marcy has a Shih Tzu too. I love it. Okay. Janice says she did her pumpkin. No, wait. Jenny did the pumpkins last week and working on the words this week. That's awesome. Oh, Janice, it was her first SAL. I love that you guys joined me for your first SAL. Oh my gosh, Cam Happy says Hobby Lobby has the Blue Wood pumpkins online right now. And maybe they did earlier too, and the person who posted that just couldn't find them. Cam Happy, thank you. Thank you so much for posting that. Glinda, have you ever converted many of your card making friends and followers? I think quite a few followers. I don't know if very many friends have or not, but lots of followers have. You guys are my friends. Let's see. Lots of first time SALs. I love that. Well, thank you guys so much. I am going to end the poll. It looks like it's still almost 50-50. Christmas is just slightly bigger. And I'm probably going to close out our stream because it says that I'm having some issues. Maybe I'm not. You know how sometimes it likes to tell me the stream is not doing well? But I think that's about it. Oh, thank you guys. Lots of comments about my shirt. Carol Weatherspoon, she's a card maker and scrapbooker. She sent this to me last year. So thank you, Carol, in case she catches this. Okay. Growing Pain said converted me. I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for all 4 weeks of the Stitch with me. Remember, next Monday night, I will have the finishing tutorial. As soon as we're done here, I am going to put on the community page, and I probably will post a reminder in Facebook too, what I'm using for finishing. You do not have to use what I'm using. You can finish it however you want. I've seen tons of you finish it. Lots of inspiration in our Facebook group if you want ideas on how you want to finish yours. And I will be showing you start to finish how I am going to finish mine and how I sew on the chenille trim and all that kind of good stuff. So I hope you like it. It will be an edited video, but it will be a premiere. So I'll be live in the chat. We can talk like we do here, but I can probably answer I mean, not exactly like this. I'll be in the chat, but it'll be fun and I'm excited. Okay, you guys, finish your stitch if you haven't already. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. If you're a card maker, I will see you Friday morning, or I'll see you in the replay crew. Have a great week, everyone. And I will be back next week for the finishing tutorial. Bye.